What's up, everybody? This is Aaron, and it is time for college football week 13 best bets. So on the season, we're 82 and 67. Yeah, 55%. Just trying to improve on that week by week. Let's see, that's plus almost 10 units. Last week we were 7 and 6, so a slight winning week. I think we've won 10 weeks out of 12, 9 weeks out of 12, something like that. If you've tailed the live bets, like 15 units of profit overall. So I've got 4 for you again. Get in the Discord if you want the rest of them. We got one going right now, sweating out UTSA minus 16. So let's get started. So the first game is going to be an angle that you can start playing kind of once like November gets here. It's going to be South Alabama minus 23 up to 23 and a half. That's widely available now against at Southern Miss. So I think Southern Miss has quit. They come out of a bye week and they lose 37-3 to Marshall. Game was never close, even at halftime. Last week they come out against Texas State on the road and they lose 58-3. I think it was like a 700 to 200 yard difference plus 500 yards for Texas State. It's kind of like on defense, they're playing flag football out there. So I think they've quit. I think in South Alabama, look at that first game against Northwestern State. They beat them like 84-3 or 87-3. Go back and look at, some of these games. If they get margin, they don't really stop. Even when they put the backups in, they're still trying to score. Gio Lopez is a runner and a thrower. I kind of like that in this situation. If the defense has their back turned, he can take off for 75 yards and a touchdown. So let's go South Alabama minus 23. The second game is going to be Alabama minus 13 and a half against OU, Oklahoma. It's going to 14. I wouldn't be surprised if it, closes past 14 tomorrow. So go ahead and get it now. Obviously, it's on the road in Norman. That's not easy. Alabama hasn't been, in the past 2 or 3 years, the greatest road team. But, Oklahoma, their offense has been pretty bad no matter which quarterback they've played. Jackson Arnold's been known to throw plenty of interceptions. Alabama, all of a sudden, their defense is just as good as it gets. They're getting sacks. They've got 5 straight games with at least 2 turnovers forced. And, especially with the interception thing with the OU quarterbacks and the Alabama defense, on offense, all of a sudden after the Tennessee game, Alabama has gone back to what works, the easy stuff here that anybody that watches football could have told these guys to begin the season. Run the ball. Throw in 44 times with Milroe is not how you're going to have any sort of success in any game. And so since that Tennessee loss, Alabama, if you go back and look at the run pass percentage, we're talking like 50 runs to 18 passes, 40 runs to 25 passes, stuff like that. So that's really kickstarted this offense. It's really allowed them to do what they do best and let their playmakers make the plays and stop trying to put Milroe in the pocket like that. And even though OU's defense is really good, and I think that this could be a lower scoring game because of that, you've still got like Deion Burks, the best wide receiver for Oklahoma. He finally comes back and plays last week, and as of I think today, he's been announced as out. So he's not going to play. So again, Oklahoma down to, the third, the fourth, the fifth wide receiver against this Alabama defense. Let's make it easy. Alabama minus 13 and a half. The third game is going to be Vanderbilt plus 8 against LSU. 7.5's popping up. There's still some 8 out there, so get the 8. I got 8.5 earlier in the week. It was as high as 9.5. I wish I would have pulled the trigger early on that. But, basically LSU, all of a sudden, Brian Kelly does what Brian Kelly does here. They've lost 3 straight games by an average of 18 points per game. They've 3 straight double-digit losses. They lost by 29 to Alabama, and they're not looking like they're playing particularly hard while they're doing it. That's the main thing here. Vanderbilt, they're 6-4. This is like, the first time in a long time, like any of these